On this week's episode of Make It Yours, I brought in Polaris product leader Charlie Olson to educate us on all things wheels and tires. Charlie, thanks so much for stopping by.
Thanks for having me, Pat.
So as a wheel and tire expert, I just bought a brand new Ranger XP1000. And the first thing I want to do is I want to upgrade my stock wheels and tires, give the vehicle a little more flair. What should I be looking for?
Yeah, Pat, so the easiest thing to do to change the look of your vehicle is to upgrade the wheels and tires. The first thing that you're going to want to do is understand if you have a 4-lug or a 5-lug hub. So 5-lug is going to be reserved for vehicles like the Pro R, the Turbo R, the XD1500 Ranger, as well as the Polaris Expedition. Your XP1000 Ranger is going to be a 4-lug hub.
Gotcha.
So that's going to be the first thing to look at is, does it actually fit? The next is if you want a beadlock or a non-beadlock style wheel.
Okay, so beadlock, non-beadlock, what is kind of the difference between those two?
Sure, so a non-beadlock like this one here is kind of a conventional mounting system where both sides of the tire are seated to the rim via the bead of the tire. The bead of the tire is actually the ring that goes around the inside of the tire, seals to the wheel and holds air in while you're moving. The advantage of the beadlock is if you're running lower tire pressures for like rock crawling applications, this forged aluminum ring seats and actually sandwiches the bead of the tire to the rim itself.
So that rim of that tire is right here on this lip of this wheel?
Correct.
Okay. What else do I need to know about wheels on my new Ranger?
Yeah, one thing to consider is offset. So the offset is basically from the center line of the wheel, how far out or how far in it is. So the higher the offset, the more toward the outside of the wheel the face of the wheel is going to be. So that's going to make the vehicle kind of retain that stock width. The cool thing, or I guess the important thing about maintaining more of a stock width of your vehicle is it provides some very predictable handling characteristics. You get less feedback through the steering wheel when you're hitting those bigger bumps.
What else do I need to know about the construction of these wheels? Are these all aluminum?
Yeah, so all of our Pro Armor wheels are a aluminum construction. This one here is a cast aluminum construction. So basically the whole wheel is it's cast out of aluminum. This here is a flow-formed wheel, so very similar to a cast construction in the start, but then they use heat and high pressure to draw the barrel of the wheel out. So you can kind of see these ribs here, where when it's cast, it's more of a narrow wheel, and then they draw the wheel out to be the final width. So what that does is it gets rid of some of the pores and imperfections in casting, so you get a lighter, stronger wheel for those really heavy-duty vehicles.
Gotcha. And these are all powder-coated black. What kind of finishes do we offer in the portfolio?
Yeah, so a variety of options for wheel styles on how the face of the wheel is machined, but then we do have black wheels and then ball milled wheels for kind of like an accent, so you get kind of that black and silver look.
Cool. So now I know what to look for in wheels, but you can't ride on wheels, right? You need a tire. So let's keep it rolling here. What do I need to know about tires? Yeah,
so the cool thing is there's a ton of different tire options for a ton of different riding styles, whether that's utility, mud, riding in the dunes and the sand. So there's a really unique specialized tread pattern that you can typically run on your vehicle if you really want to have a dedicated purpose. So right here we've got our Pro Armor Trekker, which is more of an all-terrain style tire. So you can see that it's a non-directional tire, which means you can run it on the right side or the left side without it being technically, backwards. A cool thing there is you can rotate your tire, so you get a little bit extended wear and longevity out of the tire.
Okay, so yeah, I was going to ask that. So are all of our tires the same from the front to the rear so that you can rotate them around all four corners of the vehicle?
We have a ton of different non-directional options for tires, but we also do have some directional tires like our Crawler AT as well as our sand tires. So that's going to be a specific tire for the front or the rear of the vehicle. Sand tires are unique because they're kind of like driving with balloons, where it's a really big, really wide tire for maximum flotation, so you can run lower air pressure, and then the back of those sand tires have paddles to kind of scoop and claw through the sand.
Gotcha. So as a more utility user, right, with my new Ranger XP1000, what should I be looking for? Most of the things I'll be doing are out on the trail or in the field a little bit preparing for hunting season.
Yeah, so I think for a utility customer like yourself, something with a high Ply rating a non-directional pattern, and then good tread depth. So a really thick, meaty lug is going to do really well for you when you're in the backcountry.
And you talked a little bit about ply rating there. What exactly is ply rating?
Yeah, so ply rating is kind of the layers of rubber and nylon cording that comprise the carcass of the tire, which is, the carcass is anything under these lugs here. So to think about it, the higher the ply rating, the more durable and puncture resistant your tire is.
All right, what else do I need to know about tires?
We talked about the lugs. The deeper the lug, the more grip you're going to get, the more it's going to pack up and sling things at you. So if you're riding a lot of hard pack, a lower, harder tread is actually going to wear really well for you. If you're doing a lot of rock crawling like that Crawler XP over there, a really aggressive sidewall is important as well. So when you're crawling up the face of rock, sometimes you're not always just using the contact patch and the traction from the lugs, but you're also using the sidewall to get up and over obstacles.
Tire maintenance, I know that's a big thing as well, right? Obviously we want these babies to last as long as they can. What's the best way to elongate that tire life?
Yeah, I mean, it's really good to check, pre-ride for anything that's in the tire, punctures, things like that. If you find something on the trail, plug kits, patch kits are always something really good to have on the vehicle. We also sell a lubricant or kind of a slime that you can inject in the tire for a quick trail fix. But another just kind of preventative maintenance thing is to always check your tire pressures, make sure that you follow the owner's manual and make sure that the tires match that just for the correct pressure for the application.
Gotcha. And I know in previous episodes we've shared a lot about some of the spare wheel and tire kits we have, so customers can always bring that along with them on the trail. Well, Charlie, thanks so much for stopping by, educating us a little bit on the wild world of wheels and tires. It was a real pleasure.
Yeah, thanks for having me, Pat.
To learn a little bit more about wheels and tires, check us out online or stop in at your local dealer. We'll see you next time.